Live from MTSU.
I need a clapper. All right. Okay, starting up here, we've got the trachea, and then we've got the esophagus next to the trachea. The way you can tell the difference is the trachea has these rings because it's made of cartilage, and the esophagus is muscular. It's right next to it. It kind of lays behind it a little bit. And you come down here, and obviously these are the lungs. There are 7 lobes. You don't have to know the specific names of them, but there are 7 lobes to the cat lung. Working our way down, this is the diaphragm. Now, it's been ripped a little bit because it has to be. When you open up the cat, you're automatically going to rip it. It's just this thin piece of muscle there. Liver is all of this brown stuff. The blue is just where some of the dye leaked through into the liver. The gallbladder is this green balloon-looking thing. The balloon here in the within the liver. All right, underneath the liver, we've got the stomach here. And if you take the greater omentum and kind of flip up the stomach, here is the pancreas. It's kind of a weird-looking organ because it doesn't have a capsule, so it kind of just bleeds into the surrounding connective tissue. So coming from the stomach, we get into the small intestine. Got the duodenum here, which is kind of the straight part of the small intestine. You go on to the jejunum, which is all of this stuff. All the stuff that we think of as intestine that's all, curly in folds. The connective tissue holding the jejunum together, all of that connective tissue is called mesentery. And if you were to trace that all the way through, which you don't have to do, if you trace it all the way through, you would come to the end, where it kind of straightens out a little bit there. Right between my thumbs is the ileum. It's very short. And the ileum enters the large intestine right where my thumb is. So we've got a little blind pouch off of it here, and that is the cecum. Humans have an appendix coming off of the cecum. Cats don't have an appendix. So then we're into the large intestine, and the only way that you can see the parts of the large intestine is to have it laid out like so, because the large intestine is described by the way that fecal matter is running through it. So we've got the ascending colon and the transverse colon and the descending colon. So I would have to lay it out like this to test you on it because, if I flipped it over like that, you couldn't see what's going on. And that takes us down to the end of the digestive system. We've got kidney right here. Of course, obviously another one on the other side. The ureter is this white thing, kind of thick thing coming from it. And of course, this is symmetrical. We've got one on the other side. The ureter is coming down to the bladder. This is the bladder. And then